hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Chat with Cece. I got on earlier. I don't know if you had joined us, but I got on earlier. Had some technical difficulties, and really last Sunday had technical difficulties again. I guess it's you just never know. You just never know how it's gonna go. And in fact, my guest, I see her trying to get on now. I don't know if she's able to get on because it don't it don't look like it. But in the meantime, I guess we'll just chat with CC a minute about what's going on with you this week. Today is Sunday. Sunday is at the end of the week. You got all that chaos and that, Monday through Saturday. And then, come Sunday, we try it all over again for Monday. Just a lot of things going on. But anyway, Sunday nights is when I try to spotlight different people. Last time I had the young girl in urban studies. Well, this time I got a young lady that I met at she's a poet. She has published her own book. She's a college student. Um, just got a lot of things going on. So I want her to come on, and it looks like she they got connected. Hopefully, we got a good connection. But she'll come on and tell you a little bit about herself and what inspired her to write a book and how does she find time? Because like I say, she's a college student. How does she find time? And most of all, I want you all out there that there's a book called Walk in Faith by LAURYN Griggs and support this young lady. We always talk about supporting our small businesses and everything. And, you know, so this book is well worth it. Let me put her on and let her introduce herself. Okay. There you go, Lauren. Can you hear me? Lauren, say something. I don't know if she can hear me. Let me, because she had another browser that was doing better. So hopefully she signed in on Firefox. Let me try to see if she can hear me.
Please leave your message for
Well, okay, in the meantime, I know we having these difficulties right now, but like and share the broadcast as I go on. We get all the kinks worked out. I just told you I just started back, and sometimes these things happen. Let me see if she could.
hello.
Hey, I can't hear you. Did you sign on using the Firefox browser?
Yes.
Okay, well, some reason I can't hear you. That's the Firefox browser is the browser that you did when you came when everything was working right, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, now it said that you're not connected. It then kicked you out. See, could you sign back on again? We may have to do you another Sunday if your internet connection is not strong. I really wanted them to really get this book information out. But in the meanwhile, while she's trying to get in, I'm gonna give you the address where to go for her book, and I will read it, and tell you a little bit about it if I had the book, but I don't have the book. So you see the Amazon link down there. I see she's trying to get in, but okay, let's see. Look like that internet is not strong enough. Oh, okay. It look like a picture is here, but it's frozen.
Hello?
Yeah, did you okay. You know, okay, you know what? I don't know what's happening, but I got the phone here. I don't even know if they can hear through the phone. But if you want to do the interview and like tell them a little bit about yourself on with the phone working, because I don't know what's happening. I see you move, but it's still frozen, and your voice is not coming through. Did you change browsers again? I mean, did you change that and see? Do you
I
have
use the same Firefox.
Firefox? Um, do you happen to have Google or
Yes,
or
I can try.
Edge?
I can try Google Chrome.
Okay, okay. Let's see. Could you come back in that way? Otherwise,
Okay.
maybe we just have to use the speaker of the phone. And like I say, these things happen. But we could talk. What y'all want to talk about this Sunday? I was talking earlier about the two trials that's coming up in Georgia about the Ahmaud Arbery case. I don't know what to think about that because, as you know, they kicked all the black potential jurors off the case. I thought when you have a jury case, it's supposed to be a jury of your peers. And my understanding, the place that they have in the that the crime was committed was mostly black. So I don't see how that represents the jury of your peers. Okay, I think she's trying to come back up, and let's see if Google Chrome did it. Okay, looks like okay, good to go.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, look like we're good to go. That worked.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Firefox. I think that was messing up.
Yeah, so like I say, these things happen. And for the audience out there, sorry about the disconnect, but we're on now. Lauren is here to tell you about her book. And if you have any comments, questions, or anything, just put it on screen and we'll answer. But Lauren, I was telling them, well, I really didn't tell them nothing about you this time. That was the last time. But I met this young lady out in at a opening of another fabulous event, and she just influenced me a lot about. She's going to college. She written her first book, published it, and very successful at it. It's a good book. It's a book about poetry and it's a motivational book. So I'm gonna let Lauren tell you about herself. What you know what a pass is, what made her get the notion to even write a book, and much less what's the process. Because I know a lot of people out there, you always say, I got a story. My life is just a story. I think everybody's life, really, if they tell the truth, could be a book. But we all want to write one, but how do we do it and how do we publish it? Okay, so she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and she's going to tell you about her book. Okay, Lauren.
Yes. Thank you for having me. My name is Lauren Griggs. I'm a sophomore at Belmont University, and I I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I thought of the concept of this book, Walk by Faith, when I was looking one during I think Thanksgiving and Christmas break and noticed themes in the poems that I wrote and thought that I could create a book. I didn't know how. So I Googled how to self publish a book and I found out how to do it on Amazon. I just typed in a draft and I edited it myself. I don't really recommend. I recommend you get a friend because they can see past your writing. But that was good enough for my first book. And like Amazon takes out all the shipping costs and manufacturing out of each sale you make. And a month or so after I published it, I went to US Copyright online and submitted a draft of my book so it can get copyrighted, and so it will decrease the risk of someone like stealing it, because I don't know how far Walk by Faith will go. So that's how
Yeah.
I went through the process.
Because it's possible that some, like, even if you send your book off to different publishers, is it possible that someone could take that book and they publish it, and if they publish the copyrights before you, that they could steal your book?
That is a possibility. So
Okay.
that's why it's recommended like you copyright it first.
Okay. Well, that's interesting to know. You went and had it. How did you hear about Amazon does that, right? That they'll do all that for you.
I I guess basically I went on the internet and saw different ways to self-publish. Some said to find a publisher, and I heard a lot about Amazon and how people did it. So that seemed like the easiest and most affordable way.
Okay. Okay. Well, we skipped all the way to writing a book. Tell us about, well, I'm gonna ask you one more question while we're on that subject, because we talked about it, so we might as well get it on out. Do you have to have a lot of money to do that, to produce a book and put it online?
No, you don't. Like the Amazon process to publish was free. The copyright was about $50, but that's all that I spent. And I paid my because I asked my brother to do my cover design. I paid him $15 up front. But
Mhm.
I'm sure illustrators pay way more, but that's about it.
Okay, so they do all the marketing, the advertisement, everything.
They at the beginning they you have your keywords and they market on Amazon to
Mhm.
people who would most like it. I didn't do much marketing for that, but
Mhm.
yes, they do most of the Amazon marketing.
Okay, well, that's interesting. So that's a start for people that don't have any money and want to get out there. But now, okay, so let's go to the beginning and let's hear about you. We want to hear about the person that wrote the book. How did you, like, what? Tell us a little bit about your background, and how did you get the motivation? Because people your age is usually in college partying and not thinking about their career or not thinking about anything. Um, what about your upbringing or something that had you focused enough to say, okay, at what was the age you wrote the book?
For my ages 13 to 18.
Okay, no, I'm saying what was the age that you wrote the book?
Oh, that I published when I was right after I turned 19, so 19.
Okay, okay. So you started writing it at 13 and then you finished it like at 19?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so at 13, that's a very young age. Okay. So tell me about yourself and what made you at 13 get inspired to write the book.
Yes. So in middle school, that was my first experience with different cultures, and people were telling me different things, such as this is how you should act and speak
Mhm.
as a Black woman when you're around different people. You have to code switch. And I understand you have to change your dialect a little in job interviews, but just changing your whole persona because you experience a different culture will seem ingenuine to me. And people were like, it's middle school, people are testing different things out, and I knew some stuff was wrong, like vaping, and I wrote to get out my feelings. In a way, it's a therapeutic process for me to just, because around that time I didn't want to offend anybody, and wasn't really confident of who I am. And
Mhm.
my mom instilled faith in me at a young age, and around 13 I started to see like God was the only one who's going to be there for me, because I felt isolated at home too. Like I had two athletic brothers and I felt in their shadow. So you had the
Mhm.
middle school awkward phase going on at school, not really um, fitting in a way. And then I didn't really fit in at home. So I just wrote about faith and different things like being abstinent. I know that's talked about in the Christian faith, but I met some people who believe some of the same stuff that aren't necessarily like followers of Jesus, but still want to stay on the right path in a way.
Okay. Okay. So when you say you was brought up around other cultures, was it mostly Caucasians or Asians or what kind of people?
Mostly Caucasian in middle school.
Okay. So you felt isolated and just alone, like you couldn't just relate to them, or was that you just wasn't part of the crowd?
I feel like I couldn't relate. I tried to change my
Mhm.
self in a way to relate to like my fellow Black people, or I tried
Mhm.
to just be myself with around other Caucasian or like Hispanic people, maybe. But
Yeah.
I still didn't really feel welcome in a way. So I just wrote about, and even in my first year of college, because I transferred to this school in Tennessee. I just wrote about having godly friends, and it came to pass when I transferred here. So it was just motivation and like a therapeutic way for a process for me.
Okay. Okay. So the book, I know you say you was going through this trouble of feeling isolated, but each poem, is it motivation to get out of your shell and be yourself, or is it a variety of things? Like one poem may be saying express yourself and be glad of your you know whatever kind of ethnicity you are, or either like you say, I'm staying for sex, the pressures of dating. Is it like each poem has a different meaning for each situation that you was in?
Yes, I have different poems on like those areas and forgiveness, because like in social media you're taught if someone does something wrong, just you hold a grudge, and that's like it's not
Yeah.
healthy at all. Even if like looking from outside of the Bible, just just holding that, it just stress, and like I have different goals that I want to do. Why would I hold that in? So like
Yeah.
just writing about that process, love, and encouraging those who maybe don't feel love, because um, I think I heard of like some suicide about a suicide one day, and I just wrote about what if I was your friend? What if I told you about Jesus, and how even when you don't love yourself, there's someone who still loves you. So
That's really
thoughts about
deep.
that.
You know, I'm just surprised because, like I say, that's really deep, and that sound like something that even though I know you're young and it's your experience, uh, you'd be surprised how many people are having that same experience. But when you keep it to yourself and, like you say, just feel isolated, you tend to feel like you're the only one going through this, but you're really not. You know. So I
Yes.
think it's very good. Not only that you was inspired to write a book, but showing other people or telling other people, whoever reads it, that you went through it too, and you came out the other side. You know,
Yes.
um, that is very good. But anyway, can we see the book? Because we haven't seen the book. I know I made a thumbnail of the book, but can we see the book?
Yeah.
And can you grace us with any poem that you would like? This is Walk by Faith by Lauren
Oh,
Griggs.
I was gonna say
And
I've seen it,
it's
but
on
yeah.
Amazon. And please support this young lady. The link is down below. And she's going to grace us with one of her poems, anyone that you would like. And if you're listening or look at this a little later, if you like it, maybe it's Christmas time, maybe you could order it for some young person. And really, some of the poems I heard could even really be for older people, for everybody. Okay, so Laura, what's the name of the poem?
Okay. Um, this poem is called Use Your Heart. I wrote it one night when I was listening to Use Your Heart by SWV, and I wrote my take on the matter. I say I use influence from Lauryn Hill too. When she wrote what is that song? That Thing, when she talked about the perspective of guys and girls in relationships. So
Yeah, that's
see
one of my
all
favorite
those
songs. Yeah.
all those cultures and impacts in there,
Okay.
influences.
Okay.
Okay. Use your heart. Use your heart, not your eyes. The devil is sly. He can only lie, disguising himself as the nice guy. He's there to deceive you into giving your power like Eve. Post pics to be seen. He got his girl back. You on the wrong team. Make you cook and clean. Never his turn, just mean. Good looks appeal to the eye, but the guilt will make you cry. Baby girl, run while there's time. My brother, use your heart, not your eyes. Can't you see? She just wants a good high. Use your car to take a drive. Make a check on her list and see who else can hit. Vent to you about another, then go back to him, making you suffer. She's mesmerized by the vibe you give. Playing the game, intuitive. Use your heart, not your eyes. Wait for real love this time. Don't force nothing. Get to know the person and the soul. Go deeper than that. Learn the spirit, in fact. Is it holy or demonic? Come on, be honest. You can be judge free. Pray and plant the seed, but beware of deceit. You live for him, not the earth. Your story's different. You've been rebirthed. Don't dim your light. Temptation can seem nice, but the pain isn't slight. Your reward is perfect, just right. God has the right one in plain sight.
That's awesome. And like I say, everybody could use that. Male, female, any age. That's really deep. Remind me
Thank
of
you.
being sitting here in spoken word. Yeah. But, anyway, I appreciate you coming on, Lauren, telling us about your book and everything. And like I say, anybody that's out there, it's coming Christmas time. Look on Amazon and support this young lady. But anyway, thank you for. We had a lot of problems getting this together, but we finally did it. So thank you, Lauren, for coming on and sharing that with us. And I hope everyone out there have a good week. Uh, Next week, like I said, I mentioned them trials. Next week it should be over. We'll see what happened. Lauren, you got anything to say? You heard about the trials? Ahmaud Arbery and Cal Rittenhouse.
I have
Have you
not
kept
heard
up with
about
it?
that. I like, as I told you, with me taking a bunch of classes
Yeah.
and different activities, I try to stay off social media. I'm on there a couple times a week, but was that the man who got shot running?
Yeah. One of them, Ahmad Arbery, was the man who was out there looking at a construction site, and three guys came up in the truck and shot him. So that's what's in the news, and also the trial of Cal Rittenhouse, the one that in Minnesota, I believe. He just went through the crowd shooting people. A young guy, he probably about 17 years old at that time, and he felt it was his right to shoot people and take it upon himself to defend himself. So I just hope the law is carried out and we just see what happened. But those are two major events that's happening this week. So we'll see the outcome.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, next week we'll have something to talk about. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a happy Sunday. And thanks for chatting with Cece.